Hello, and welcome to the Steve and Mark Discuss podcast, where my elder statesman associate, Steve, will bring up a subject. We'll do a few-minute discourse on it, and we'll discuss it. And he will have opinions on my opinions, maybe. So, over to Steve.
Hi, people. So it looks like we've got the mother of all canaries in a coal mine just being released, and the whole world, if the truth be known, is watching to see what happens next. I talk, of course, about Javier Milei, the new president of Argentina, who has just reduced his government by a little over 50%. I don't know if you've seen the video. There's a famous video of him saying, turismo fuera, mujeres fuera, and ripping these little tickets off the wall. Well, that's exactly what he's done. He had 21 ministries in his government, and he's reduced it down to 9. So now he's got human resources, infrastructure, economy, justice, security, defense, foreign affairs, and interior affairs. And the rest are fuera. The desarrollo ambiental, fuera.
Yes.
Ambience. Of course, this is going to create an awful lot of unemployment. Chômage, dommage, as a friend of mine many years ago used to say. For the internaut people, viewers who speak French will know what I've just said. So there's going to be an awful lot of unemployment people, but nobody up until now is voicing an opinion. Nobody, I suspect, is. None of the unions are complaining. I think everybody knows that Argentina, in terms of the economy, and I'm going to come on to that in a second, is shot at the moment.
Yeah.
And that something needs to be done.
Yeah.
Argentina is not a small country.
No.
So to reduce your government by a little over 50%, that is a huge undertaking. A huge undertaking. He's going to lose an awful lot of political friends. If you can have friends in politics, of course.
Well, I was going to say,
because we know that a lot of these government posts are done through political favors.
Yeah.
And not necessarily through merit. Got some stories about here in Brazil about getting local government jobs for those who can get the votes for the candidates.
Well, culture. Yeah.
So anyway, so everybody's just sitting and waiting to see if this change in government, size of government, is going to work or not. And that is the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
Because if the canary survives, then this is going to be a blueprint for everywhere else in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's going to realize that, hey, we don't need a government the size it is. We don't need all of these ministries.
Yeah.
We can follow Milei's lead, and we can reduce the size of our governments, and we're going to save an awful lot of money.
Well, this has always been the argument, reducing your public sector down. And I'm someone that started my career effectively in the public sector, in transportation. Now, obviously, this is a civil service we're talking about. It's been tried. They tried to do it. I remember some years ago they tried to do it in the UK, reduce the amount of quangos and other things there were, and it ended up. It wasn't that anything. It was actually a good idea. The big problem was, as you say, is nothing really changes. People have friends, and in the civil service, you get shuffled into something else or you move to somewhere else. It's almost impossible to lose your job within the civil service. Yeah. Even if you do something wrong. And again, in any nationalized industry, and that's what it is. It's a nationalized industry in effect. Now, administration, I mean, there was always a joke. What exactly do people do? It's been highlighted, I believe, by Rees-Mogg in the UK. I think it was somebody said it about civil servants working from home, reducing their golf handicap. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not implying, before anyone sues it. There's a bit of a back joke on that. But it is reducing size of government is something, again, there was the former president of the US wanted to reduce the size of government there, make it more efficient. Now, I was reading an article this week. Obviously, I have an interest in railways, and it was in the Financial Times, and so it must be good journalism. But it's about the railways, how inefficient they are, what's been happening in the railways as they started off privatizing it to move everything away from government, which started in the Thatcher years. And I lived through this on the railways. Yeah. There was the minister involved was Michael Portillo. I couldn't stand him as a minister. As a broadcaster and somebody that speaks now about politics, I listen to. It's strange that is, isn't it? Who explained a lot more. And I mean, that was selling lock, stock and barrel and then getting rid of it. The trouble is when they privatize things and the administration of all this, the privatized sector goes up in government circles. What's happening now is, and it's to do with a certain big company that makes rolling stock, needs orders to go in to keep their plant
keep them rolling,
literally, in the Midlands, where the town is actually reliant upon the railway industry. I could talk a lot about the railway industry. So what's actually happening is even a private railway company, from what I can understand, or railway, can't order new rolling stock without government approval in the UK. So I know I've moved from Argentina to the UK, but I'm just explaining what's happening. Because privatisation and moving away, trying to get things off government control didn't work for the past 30 years.
Well, look, that's because what they did is to try and take one thing away and replace it with another.
Yeah.
But what this guy's doing in Argentina is taking something away and replacing it with nothing. Because the object is not to try and make the government more efficient. It's just to save money. Full stop. He's also going to do a roll call. On everybody who's left standing in the government to find out the absentees. They're out. Fuera. And phantom workers, which there are quite a few.
I can imagine that.
Fuera. Well, I mean, the phantom workers, they weren't even in. So.
Well, we used to have something known as ghosts as well in the contracting industry, but I won't talk too much about that here.
Right.
Yeah, it was so I saw him pull the post-its off there, and I agreed with him. I mean, some of them are, let's put it this way, would appear to be Mickey Mouse, what we could call Mickey Mouse departments. What do they do?
Of course they are. Of course they are. I've got the lists. The things about the ambiental development.
Yeah.
The green people.
Yeah.
Social development. That of course is the trans people.
Okay.
For them to get, so they can make their money. I don't care. I
I,
don't,
I mean,
I don't care. They should be cancelled out.
well, I don't care. I don't. Yeah, again, I don't care. If people want, if somebody's good at their job or whatever they do, entertaining and everything, and people want to
But
see them or whatever, of
you don't need a department
course you don't. No,
for it.
it's a
For it.
normal works and development
There you are.
department as opposed to a separate thing, because that's dividing society for me.
Human resources, which is in
Mm,
human resources, which is still
yeah.
in Argentina.
Well,
So anyway, the whole world is going to be watching Argentina
yeah.
simply because the size of the country,
Mm,
the drastic measures that this guy took
mm,
to reduce the size of his government
yeah.
to save, he's going to save 50%
Yeah.
of costs for the government,
I must admit, yeah.
and see what happens, see what it does, because
Yeah.
you know what the biggest enemy of any government is, and that's corruption. And so,
Yeah.
if the people can keep their fingers out of the till,
It worked.
let's see what happens. And if it works, then that's a blueprint for the rest of the world.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, let's just face it. Argentina can't get any worse, so it can only go one way.
It can't because
Yeah.
what put Argentina in the shit was the corruption.
Yeah.
It's corruption and just spending and wasting, doing political favors.
Mm.
You know,
No.
that's all.
Yeah. I mean.
But anyway.
Anyway, yeah. Well, that's certainly a food for thought. So, like I say, we watch Argentina anyway, given our location. That they're in the neighbourhood, as it were. They're our friends. So,
especially in Las Malvinas.
Don't get me started on that.
Don't poke the bear.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I will have a discussion with you about Falkland Islands. I think you come from a slightly different place than I do about it. That could be quite interesting. Yeah. Maybe over a few drinks. That'd be fascinating.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay.